The moment Kang Jin-hyuk cleared the illusion trial, his reward was a single word from the tower: "Welcome to the real test." Since then, he began to see the tower's true purpose. Its countless trials weren't just to test players' strengths, speed, intelligence, or combat prowess. They were also designed to break players mentally and emotionally. To defeat a monster, you had to defeat yourself. To win a battle, you had to conquer your own demons. And now, after weeks of grueling mental and physical trials, the next challenge began. Floor 6 trial unlocked. The Labyrinth of Echoes. In stark contrast to the previous trials, this one offered no prizes, no rewards, not even an audience. It was a trial of attrition. Players would be placed in a shifting maze and must navigate its twisting paths within 2 hours of real time. If they failed, they would be locked inside for 72 hours with no food or rest. Worse still, this is a team mission. Minimum 2 players required. Great, just great. Jin-hyuk was never good with people. He didn't mind fighting alone. At least he knew where he stood. With others, it was always a guessing game. As he waited for his teammates, a notification popped up. It was someone he hadn't seen in years, a name he thought he'd never see again. It was Yuseo Hyun, now officially a player. After all this time, what were the odds? Her stats were as breathtaking as ever, an S rank in everything. Her aura, however, was different. Where once it had been playful and kind, now it was sharp, cool, dangerous. Despite the years, she seemed unchanged. She didn't look surprised to see him. "Kang Jin-hyuk," she said, her voice as calm as still water. "I heard you cleared the first 5 floors." She didn't ask how or why. She just stated facts. There was no pleasantries, no greetings, just a tense acknowledgement. Then she turned to leave without another word. "Wait!" Jin-hyuk called out. They hadn't spoken in years, but it didn't feel right to start off on such a cold note. Plus, he owed her an apology. "I'm sorry about what happened back then. I should have." "There's no need," she interrupted, stopping in her tracks. "I already forgot about that day. You don't have to apologize." Was she referring to the incident at the orphanage? It was an embarrassing story. She had tried to protect him, but Jin-hyuk's adoptive parents had taken one look at her filthy clothes, her scrappy hair, her worn-out shoes, and decided she wasn't good enough for their precious son. They took his allowance away too. So she left, vowing to come back when she could take care of him properly. But by then, he was already gone. The only thing that remained was a faint scent of lavender. It was the only reason he recognized her years later, despite all the changes. They fell silent again as they entered the labyrinth. All around them, eerie echoes bounced through the walls. Whispers, footsteps, illusions. It was a puzzlement to separate and confuse. But Jin-hyuk was ready. He mapped each turn, counted every step, and used his insight stat to detect traps. When the path split in two, Seo Hyun suggested a direction. "We should go left," she said, pointing to the fork in the path. "My intuition tells me we'll find the exit soon." Intuition. So that's what her special ability was called. Jin-hyuk hesitated. "Wait a second," he said, frowning. "That echo is too clean. It's planted." He pulled her back just before a hidden spike trap triggered. "You still analyze everything to death," she muttered, dusting herself off. "And you still act before thinking. he replied with a faint smile. It almost felt like old times, but the silence between them spoke volumes. Finally, halfway through, she asked, "Why are you really here?" "You disappeared for years," she said, frowning. "Then suddenly, you're famous again. I just wanted to ask what brings you here." Jin-hyuk didn't answer right away. Instead, he placed a room marker on the wall, one only veteran players would understand. "I'm not here to be famous," he said quietly. "I'm here to survive." The walls began to close in. Labyrinth reset detected. If they didn't move, they'd be trapped. "We need to run," Seo Hyun said, activating her movement skill. She shot forward like a bullet. Then she slowed down, realizing he wasn't following. "What are you waiting for?" "It's too late," he said calmly, reaching into his pocket. He pulled out the moonlight mirror, then threw it into a nearby light gate. A temporary opening appeared in the maze. "Come on!" he shouted as he ran through. They landed just outside the finish line with 2 minutes left. Labyrinth cleared. Their reward was a compass that whispered directions. Hidden route discovered. Before Seo Hyun left, she turned back. "You're hiding something, King Jin-hyuk," she said, her voice flat. "So are you," he replied. They walked away in opposite directions, but both knew they wouldn't be working alone for long. Because in the tower, trust was the rarest item of all.